Hey guys, it's Bando. I'm ill again. Really bunged up, so I probably sound really rough at the moment, so I apologise for that. But I thought I'd do a quick video here, because the contents page from the new Space Marines Codex is out, and this is ridiculous. At what point do you go, hang on, we need 2 pages for our contents page? Do you realise you have a problem? And what I want to talk about here is the fact that a lot of these squads can be folded into the same entry and go back to just being options. For the perfect example here is Terminators. You have Terminator Assault Squad and Terminator Squad. Well, there's no reason not to just have the entry for Terminator Squad and have it written out and go, this squad may be taken as a Terminator Squad and gets Profile A, or as an Assault Terminator Squad and uses Profile B. And then those are your options. You have the options that are the same for each of them. You get an extra Marine for X number of points. And that's it, because you have 2 Terminator Squads there that can be folded into one. You have the Ballistus, Redemptor and Brutalis Dreadnought that can be folded into one. You have 2 Centurion Squads that can be folded into one. You have Reavers, Infiltrators, and there's another one, but I can't Incursors, I think it is. You have 3 Phobos Squads that can be rolled into one. You have 2 or 3. You have 3 Intercessor Squads that can be rolled into one. Intercessors, Assault Intercessors, and then Assault Intercessors with jump packs. And this goes on throughout this entire thing, like a Lieutenant in Reaver armor, Lieutenant in Phobos armor, Lieutenant with combi weapon. Lieutenant. 1 entry with options. In cost alone, you're going to be saving money on ink. It's a bit ridiculous. Captain in Phobos armor, Captain in Gravis armor, Captain in Terminator armor, Captain with jump pack should not have 5 pages or 5 entries for 1 unit. That is ridiculous. It needs to be cut back. And this isn't like you lose options cut back like Games Workshop seems to like to do. This is a cutback in the sense that we have hired an editor who knows what they're doing, and we actually understand that the people who play our game have functioning brains with an IQ high enough that they can tie their shoes. Because if you struggle with the concept that, hey, I can take a captain in Gravis armor and they get these stats, but if he takes Phobos armor he gets those stats, you're probably going to struggle with just the sheer core concepts of the game. And if a kid is too young to understand those concepts, maybe they're too young to be your target demographic. We need to start treating... Games Workshop needs to start treating their customer base as actually being able to understand the most basic of concepts. Because in 30k, I can take, a Praetor. I can take a Praetor in Terminator armor. I can take a Praetor in 2 different types of Terminator armor. But if I take him in power armor, I can pick to give him a jetpack. I can get to give him a jet bike. I can pick to give him a regular bike. I can give him a command squad, and all of these different options. And somehow I haven't built a space rocket yet, or a nuclear reactor. Legally. But but 40k we seem to be stuck in this Duplo, Tonka toy, cardboard book with chew-proof pages kind of mentality for 40k players. And as a 30k player, no, I understand completely that, some 40k players are like that. Don't get me wrong, I've smelt many a 40k player who doesn't grasp some of the most simple concepts in human existence, but your average 40k player is a bit smarter than Games Workshop appears to be giving them credit for. Like, I can see a difference between Dreadnought and Redemptor Dreadnought, and having 2 separate things there, because they are 2 radically different units. But Brutalis Dreadnought and Redemptor Dreadnought are not. you know, the Ballistus Dreadnought and the Redemptor Dreadnought are nigh on identical. Now, they have extra rules to make them stand out, but the only reason they have those extra rules is to make them stand out, so they are an extra unit. You should just have an entry there for Dreadnought. Let's be honest, it's ripped the band-aid off. Castaferran Dreadnought's going away from 40k. It's gone. So now we have Dreadnought, and I can give it the Onslaught Gatling Cannon, I can give it the Great Big Plasma Cannon, I can give it the Las Cannons, I can give it the Missile Launcher, I can give it the Power Claws, or the Close Combat Weapons. In any sort of way I want. And if I set it up in a specific way, maybe I can pay extra to get, you know, those extra rules. So I'm like, if I give it 2 Close Combat Weapons, I can then take the Brutalis extra, you know, special upgrade for 15 points or whatever to give it that extra rule it has. But nothing should stop me from going, hey, I want to buy a Redemptor Dreadnought and have 2 plasma cannons on it, other than the fact it's going to cost more. And then, you know, obviously Games Workshop or Forge World, because this is the sort of thing Forge World used to do, they make the left-hand plasma cannon in the same style. So now I go, okay, I'm going to buy my 40 quid Redemptor Dreadnought. It's been a while since I've bought a Redemptor Dreadnought. I don't know how much they cost now. I'm going to assume 40 quid because that seems about right. 40, 45. And then I go and buy a 12 quid or whatever it is, you know, plasma cannon on the left arm from Forge World. Okay, I've got a really cool looking Dark Angels Mortis Dreadnought now. That's it. That's all I should be doing. I shouldn't have to worry about any extra sheets. I shouldn't have to worry about extra rules. I just bought the model and now I pay the 20 point upgrade to the actual base unit. That's it. It's not difficult. I know what the weapon does because I've already got one on the other arm. Terminators. Again, Terminator Squad comes with, you know, Storm Bolters and an Assault Cannon or a Heavy Flamer, whatever. For X number of points, I can swap all their weapons for Thunderhammer and Storm Shields or Dual Lightning Claws. Done. I take an Intercessor Squad for X number of points. They may swap their bolters for Bolt Pistol Close Combat Weapons for free. Now they are an Assault Intercessor Squad. For X number of points per model, I may take jump packs for them. Now they are an Assault Jump Intercessor Squad, or whatever you call them. It really isn't difficult. It really, really isn't difficult. You know, Chaplain with jump pack, Chaplain on bike, Chaplain in Terminator armor. That's another 4 we can get rid of. You may take a Chaplain. For 20 points he may take Terminator armor. For 15 he can take a bike. For 10 he may take a jump pack. We are done here, folks. It's not difficult. I mean, if that concept is difficult to people, you could walk into a modern day Games Workshop with a 3rd edition rulebook, open it on any page and reenact that bit in Raiders of the Lost Ark where the guy's face melts. Because you basically had to have Excel spreadsheets to understand how to play 3rd edition compared to this. And I'm not calling for that. I'm not saying we should go back to some super complicated, you know, system. But that's ridiculous. That you could half this. I'm not even joking. This you'd probably be able to get the data sheets down to about this bit here. With if you stripped everything out. Land Raider Crusader, Land Raider Redeemer. You buy a Land Raider, you can upgrade it to a Crusader. You know, you buy a Repulsor, you can upgrade it to an Executioner. Rhino, you can upgrade it to a Razorback. You know, these... I mean, things like these I can kind of understand because it's a simple... It is a different unit. But again, there's no reason not to. Rhino and Razorback, it's the same box set anyway. And this is why I think all of these specialist Desolation Eradicator and like Hellblaster squads have all been done wrong. Because that should have just been a what are they called? An intercessor support squad, and they all take plasma guns, they all take flamers, all that. And that's how you do it. But they've got different sizes, some of them have got different armour, some of them have different numbers of men in them, you know. The heavy intercessor squad is like a 5-man squad, but then the Hellblaster is a 10-man squad. It's like they didn't even have a long-term plan for writing Space Marines going forward. And I don't think they did, really, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I think they were just told, hey, make people rebuy their Space Marine armies, and that was it. So yeah, no part of this publication may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without the permission of the publisher. Get fucked. I don't actually believe that's illegal. You can, I think you are well within your right legally to photocopy this for your own records. So yeah, this is bloat. This is pure bloat. This means that the data cards that you'll buy for this army, which never buy data cards. Do not buy any cards. Do not buy any cards or dice from Games Workshop. I should do a video on the things that you should never buy, but cards are one of them, because within about 15 minutes they're out of date. They are a pure, just money-grabbing, FOMO, Muppet purchase. Hell, I wouldn't even say buy the codexes at these points, because they're just the same. But yeah, this means that the card deck for these guys is going to be twice the size of any other codex, and that's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, you got the same thing with some other codexes. Not many though, but things like the Eldar. You know, you could take Guardians or you could take Storm Guardians. That should be one entry. You know, Orcs with Shooter Boys and Chopper Boys. Same thing. You buy a squad of boys. You pick how you're going to equip them. I can't think of any other armies off the top of my head, because there aren't actually that many that have like a decent selection of options. You know, with a lot of them, it's one option. It's, you know, this is my troops choice. So either shrink this down or expand every other army to match it. That's my point of view. Don't expand every army to match it, because that'd be ridiculous. Whew. Okay, my name is Bando. It's been 10 minutes now. 12 minutes. Well, nearly 13. I can't breathe. And I haven't had any lunch yet. So I'm going to go get something to eat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone who's watched my last video. I was really blown away that the Combat Patrols video has done so amazingly well. And 936 subscribers is nuts. You guys are fantastic. I really do, you know, appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget, you can use the Element Games code in the pinned comment, or sort of thing, or the description of the video. It's not an affiliates link. I don't have an affiliates link. I applied for one and they never got back to me. So yeah, you'll get double reward points when you make an order, so it really does just benefit you, and I get a little bit back as well. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and yeah, just drop a comment, say hello, you know, tell me I'm wrong, tell me your suggestions, tell me an army that also needs this sort of treatment. Alright guys, have a great day, bye bye.